We're given second-order linear homogeneous differential equation and two initial conditions. So we're going to start with isolating u sub n plus 2, which is equal to 6u sub n plus 1 plus minus 9 times u sub n. So that's our first equation. And now we determine the sequence, and we're going to start with u sub 2. So we put instead of n2, and we get 6u sub 1 minus 9 times u sub 0. So we're not going to use initial conditions, and we get it's going to be 6 times 9 minus 9 times 1, and that's equals to 45. Now we're going to do the same with u sub 3. So that's going to be 6 times u sub 2 minus 9 u sub 1. So that's going to be 6 times 45 minus 9 times 9. And we get 189. Then u sub 4 equals to 6 u sub 3 minus 9 times u sub 2 equals to 6 times 189 minus 9 times 45. That's going to be 729. And the last one is u sub 5 equals to 6 times u sub 4 minus 9 times u sub 3. So it's going to be 6 times 729 minus 9 times 183. So we get 2673. And now we put that u sub n equals to r to the n power, and we put r to the n power in our first equation, and we get that r to the power of n plus 2 equals to 6r to the power of n plus 1 and minus 9r to the n. Now we divide both sides of the equation by r to the n power, and we get that r squared equals to 6r minus 9, or r squared minus 6r plus 9 equals to 0. We can factor this as r minus 3 times r minus 3 equals to 0. So I get that r equals to 3 and 3. And since our roots are real and repeated, so the solution is of the form c sub 1 times 3 to the power of n plus c sub 2 n times 3 to the power of n, where n is equal to 0, 1, 2, and so on. So now we are gonna find c sub 1 and c sub 2. So we use initial condition that u sub 0 equals to 1. So we substitute n with 1, and we get that c1 plus c n with 0, c sub 2 times 0 equals to 1. Therefore c sub 1 equals to 1. Now I'm going to do the same with u sub 1, which equals to 9. So 9 equals to c sub 1 times 3 plus c sub 2 times 3, and therefore c1 plus c2 equals to 3, and we get that c sub 2 equals to 2. Hence our general solution looks like 3 to the power of n plus 2n times 3 to the power of n. It's our particular solution. And now we're gonna check the u sub 5. So we put instead of n 5, and we get 3 to the power of 5 plus 2 times 5 times 3 to the power of 5, and that's gonna be 2673. So we get the same answer.